The single most powerful moment in your life is when you realize that no one is coming to save you. Now, that might sound harsh. It might even sound bleak, but stay with me for a moment. This isn't about a descent into lonely cynicism. It's not about pushing people away or adopting a bleak, solitary existence. Quite the opposite. It's about the profound, transformative power of radical self-reliance. It's the moment you stop waiting for a hero and you realize you are the one you've been waiting for. So, why is this realization that no one is coming the true beginning of your strength? Let's break it down from a psychological perspective. In psychology, the concept of locus of control refers to the degree to which you believe you have control over the outcomes of events in your life. People with a strong external locus of control tend to believe that their lives are dictated by outside forces, luck, fate, or other people. They might say things like, "I would have gotten that promotion, but my boss just doesn't like me," or "I'm just unlucky in love." They are passengers in their own lives, waiting for the world to give them a break, or, conversely, to deal them another bad hand. But when you truly accept that no one is coming, something incredible happens. You instinctively shift to an internal locus of control. This is the belief that you, your actions, your efforts, your mindset, are the primary drivers of your life's outcomes. When you face a setback, instead of looking for someone to blame, you ask, "What can I do differently?" If you fail an exam, the thought process changes from "the test was unfair" to "I need to change my study habits." Think about someone who has been laid off. The person with an external locus of control might spend months waiting for a recruiter to call, hoping the perfect job just falls into their lap. They might feel helpless, a victim of the economy. The person who has cultivated an internal locus of control, however, takes ownership. They update their resume, they start networking, they learn a new skill, they treat finding a job as their job. They aren't waiting for a savior, they are actively forging their own path forward. This shift from passive hope to active responsibility is the absolute bedrock of personal power. You stop being a character in someone else's story and become the author of your own. The psychologist Martin Seligman pioneered research into a phenomenon called learned helplessness. In his classic experiments, he observed that animals who were repeatedly subjected to a negative situation they couldn't escape would eventually stop trying to escape, even when an escape route was later provided. They had learned to be helpless. Humans do this too. If we experience repeated setbacks where we feel our efforts are futile, we can internalize a sense of powerlessness. Think of a child who is constantly told by a teacher that they are bad at math. After a while, they stop trying. Why bother if failure is inevitable? Or an adult in a toxic relationship who has tried to communicate their needs over and over, only to be dismissed. Eventually, they might just go quiet. They've learned that their voice doesn't matter. Waiting for someone to come and fix things, for the teacher to suddenly become encouraging, or the partner to magically change is a form of learned helplessness. The antidote to this is what Seligman called learned optimism. This is the practice of reframing setbacks as temporary, specific, and changeable, rather than permanent and pervasive. When you realize no one is coming to change the situation for you, you are forced to challenge your own helplessness. You have to find a way. That child, upon realizing the teacher won't change, might seek out a tutor, watch online tutorials, or form a study group. They take control. They unlearn the helplessness because necessity demands it. True strength isn't about never falling down. It's about knowing that when you do, the only person who can definitively get you back on your feet is you. Resilience is our ability to mentally and emotionally cope with crisis and bounce back from adversity. It's like a psychological immune system. And just like a biological immune system, it gets stronger when it's challenged. When we are constantly saved, cushioned, and protected by others, our resilience muscle never gets a workout. Imagine two people learning to ride a bike. One has a parent constantly holding onto the seat, never letting go, always there to catch them. The other is given a push and then left to wobble, fall, and get back up on their own. The first child might feel safer in the moment, but they never truly learn to balance. The second child will get scraped knees. They'll feel the sting of failure, but they will also discover their own center of gravity. They will learn how to adjust, how to recover, how to trust their own body. They are building resilience. Life is the same. When you navigate a difficult breakup on your own, when you solve a complex work problem without someone giving you the answer, when you face a fear without someone holding your hand, you are building an inner strength that can never be taken away from you. You learn that you can survive disappointment. You learn that you are more resourceful than you thought. You learn that the end of one thing is not the end of everything. Relying on others for support is healthy. Relying on them for salvation is a crutch that keeps you from ever learning to walk on your own. Existential psychologists talk about the anxiety that comes from confronting life's ultimate concerns: death, freedom, isolation, and meaninglessness. When we are constantly waiting for someone else to give our life meaning, a partner, a boss, a mentor, we are outsourcing our own purpose. We are looking for an external answer to an internal question. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre believed that existence precedes essence. This means that we are born without a preordained purpose. We are thrust into the world, and it is up to us, through our choices and actions, to create our own meaning. The realization that no one is coming is a direct confrontation with this existential freedom. It's terrifying, but it's also incredibly liberating. It means your life isn't a script you have to follow. It's a blank page, and you hold the pen. Think about the artist who doesn't wait for a gallery to discover them, but starts their own online shop. Or the activist who doesn't wait for a politician to fix a problem, but starts a community garden. They are not waiting for permission or validation. They are creating their own meaning through action. They have faced the void and decided to fill it themselves. This is the source of a deeply fulfilling life, one built not on what others can give you, but on what you can create for yourself. So, let's return to our initial idea. A person's true strength begins the moment they realize no one is coming. This isn't a call for isolation. It's not about refusing help or becoming a lone wolf. Healthy social connections are vital for our well-being. But there is a crucial difference between support and salvation. Support is having people who walk with you through the storm. Salvation is waiting for someone to build you an ark and carry you out of it. Embracing this idea means you become your own ark. You develop an internal locus of control, you unlearn helplessness, you build unshakable resilience, and you create your own profound sense of purpose. You stop looking outside for a hero, and finally, powerfully, step into that role yourself. The cavalry isn't coming, and that is the best news you will ever receive, because it means you are free. Do you agree with this idea? Has there been a moment in your life when you realized you had to be your own savior? Share your experience in the comments below. And if this resonated with you, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights into the psychology of a strong and meaningful life.